Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. 1. Stand by. 1 2 3 4. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. James here. Had to kind of add my battery to my camera because it's like I don't know. It's like I have to keep it charged. Anyway, hopefully I don't know how long this. Hopefully to hold up with the charge. We got a charged battery on this. So I'm going to continue with the discussion. So let me see. So the discussion is how you guys doing? So the discussion is about and it's going to be a series like this part 1. There's in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, it's kind of a melting pot in ways. You have different people come from different walks of life, come through town. Doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter your sexual orientation. It doesn't matter anything when it comes to something like that. However, when it comes to the systematic of justice, the system we have a different type of racism in a way in Ohio in general, and it may not be like where you from, and like if you go down in like Ryder, Texas, it's obviously or Harrison, Arkansas, is plainly put in your face. You barely, this is it. We're white. That's it. Blacks on one, white on the outside. It's plain clean. Ohio and other states like up here in the Midwest is a little bit different. It's kind of don't want to tell it, but it's like it's weaving into it. It's kind of polite racism. So it's kind of like we don't want to expose it, but we don't want to let it go. And sometimes it don't matter if you what political party you are, Republican, Democrat, whatever. People are people. When it comes to any part of the United States, people see color before they see character. Maybe in some part of the world, a person's character or nationality or what part of the world they come from. But in America, in certain places, color always matter. Remember that. Who you marry, date, it may seem in some places okay, but even though some places like this, for example, if you're a gay couple, alright, some people ain't gonna like it. 2 white men, 2 white women, 2 black women, 2 black men. They may not say too much. But when it crosses the skin tone and the classification line, it takes a truth. So if you are somebody that have a mate, and if you're a young man, a young woman, and you're looking for a partner opposite of your ethnic background, make sure they have a good character. Make sure they have of understanding. Make sure that they will love you and their family, and they will accept you, and that both families accept each other, and their friends, associate. If you two ever get into a disagreement, black men, this is particularly good to you. If you got a white female, tread lightly. Because if you have a disagreement and it gets out of order, the cops is gonna come shoot you. Because, and even though it might have been something that was just a typical couple, whether it was a same race couple, they're gonna look at you differently. because it's a situation that happened here recently. And Richard, shout out to Taylor Publishing that covered it. And even though it was whatever happened between him and his girlfriend, a black man, and it was a black woman and a white woman. He had a mental breakdown. I don't know what down. He came out, he shot a police officer. I saw this on the video, and they took him out. It was a white couple. 7 years ago, it was a white couple in Clintonville, Ohio, and the white guy, jumped on his partner, his wife, who was white. They had a disagreement. It was a situation where like SWAT came in, and this guy shot the officer in the head, and he literally burnt down the building, almost burned down, and almost probably killed her, and then killed the police officer. Check this out. He lived. They took him in alive, and he had the same kind of mental range. This is a true story. This happened. This was in the local news up here. Some people don't tell you everything. They want to cover things up. Hold on, let me check. Okay, I just want to check my battery. Yeah. So him and his girlfriend got to it. Both cases. Mental men breaking down, getting an argument over their woman. With their significant partner. But they didn't take him out. No, they let him live. They allow him to live. There's been other cases here. And even though there's a double standard in these so-called, because Columbus is probably like Minneapolis or Seattle. You think it's just a liberal city, everybody get along, and that's true. All religions, cultures, and everything get along, but it's the system. You got a good old boy system that they bring into the city, and you have these guys, white guys, in these police departments, some of these police departments, and when they look at their daughters, their white daughters, they get an inferior complex. Okay, so this is the truth. And so whenever they go out on the call, and I heard this from people, I've heard this on story that one time a white woman was with her black husband, and the cop pulled him over, and he asked him, "Ma'am, is everything all right?" And she got, "Yeah, officer, everything's okay. Everything. What's the problem? My husband, my boyfriend, was going in." Subconsciously, so you have to be aware, and she can't get smart, and and can't tread lightly, because if it goes south, it can. White man, I mean, it's probably almost the same, but sometimes it all depends on the situation. Places like here. So another thing I want to speak about, another thing that they did, that you probably heard the case down in Cincinnati, the young man Ryan Hinton getting shot by the police, and then they had a situation up here, and that we're telling you about. But in Columbus, like Cincinnati, wasn't the first time. They've had this over the past 10, 15 years. Here, there was a case where the young man, was coming out of his bedroom. He's black, but he's classified as a black man. Y'all know that, right? They said there was some kind of domestic violence, whatever, warrant on him. They came in with the dog, right? They opened up his door. They came through the apartment. They come in. The sheriff department did, and so he was probably asleep, so they knocked on the bedroom door. They opened up the door, and the sheriff had the dog. Then he had the gun, and the young man was about. He had his hands up like this. He was butt naked, and they shot. And the sheriff department shot him. For no, he wasn't going for no weapon. Even if he would have went for a weapon or something like that, you could have had a dog disarm him. He was naked. There's another case here in Columbus where a young man, they wasn't looking for, he wasn't an intended target. But this is the sheriff department. This is a habit that has been going on. So it still haven't been resolved in Columbus, Ohio yet. So they were searching for another suspect. So the guy who lived there, he had a CC license. This man never had a record. He was a truck driver. He was a family man. He probably had on some headphones, and he probably waved at the officer. So the officer, this dumb nut, thinking that he flashed the gun. Well, to come to find out, the thing that was silver was the sandwich. He probably just, hey, how you doing, and go walk. And for some reason, he probably wasn't hearing, but they claimed the sheriff deputy said, drop the weapon, and they shot him. And that's when he came inside the house. His grandmother was there. The thing that they said that he had she saw was a sandwich. It was not a weapon. He didn't brandish a weapon. Third scenario, number two that happened here in Columbus. This ain't funny, but it's weird. It's because people kind of deny it, and so it comes to the policing part. They shot another dude. It went on domestic cop. This time, at least the female police officer withhold her gun because and come walk up to the person. So the man's talking. The man he got his hands like this. It's on body cam. The body cam that hit the news. The one cop shot him, an armed man. Yeah. So this is a pattern, and these people who they shot wasn't no gang members. They didn't have no record. They didn't have anything. They didn't have no record, no gang affiliation. They didn't have whatever, domestic robbery, nothing. All they did was just, and it's true, it's because of skin. It comes down to it. There's no reason for you to shoot somebody. How is it that this happened? And see, and so the subconscious of some of these officers see color.